Hey guys, Pokemon here. In today's video, we are on the second channel. Yes, Shiny King Plays YT. This is the official second channel of me, Tony T at Pokemon, and this is where we're going to be posting a lot of stat updates, news videos, and just so much more. There's going to be so much coming to this channel, including weekly stat updates and so much more. So I'm excited to see how everything goes for this new channel. And let's talk about every single shiny Pokemon I caught in 2024. Now, honestly, this is going to be a long video, so sit back, relax, get some, candy or get some goods, some popcorn, I don't know, and get ready for this amazingness, because we started the year off with a Darumaka. Now, Bronzor, of course, had to appear at the beginning of the year, because Bronzor is definitely a theme on the year, but we also got ourselves not one, but two Shiny Jigglypuffs. We'll see more calls from Shiny Jigglypuff at the end of the year haul, because, I mean, absolute madness with that thing, with the boosted odds in the most recent event, but back then, it was really hard to get, trust me, that double Shiny finishing that line, not a lot of people did that in the beginning of the year, but you can see one of the coolest Shinies of the year, the huge wild shiny Venusaur that I got. Yes, this was called as a huge in the wild as Venusaur, not as Bulbasaur, as a Venusaur. That was really cool. But then we get into Rowlet Comday, got ourselves a ton of Rowlets, which is absolutely amazing. Then we keep moving past that. We got a Yungoos, we got ourselves a Ghastly, got a Galarian Zigzagoon, which I do love that shiny, and we also got ourselves a couple Rockruffs, which was an event at the beginning of the year, and I absolutely love Rockruff. This is when Dusk Rockruff debuted. Unfortunately, I didn't get that until later in the year. You'll see that in a little bit. But we got ourselves Tornadus, which was in raids. We got a Scraggy, which is always fun because that actually finished my line. And I really like Shiny Scrafty. I think it's a really cool looking shiny. He's got some green pants. You do what you got to do. But we got Glalie. That was actually a wild shiny Glalie, which is pretty cool. Got some Typhlosions, level 1 shiny Cutiefly, and that was actually the debut event for shiny Cutiefly, and I managed to finish the line, which was absolutely amazing. But I also got extras at the time. It was, again, pretty rare shiny, hard to find. So getting spares in that event was pretty rare, and I ended up trading some away to some friends. But I also got myself a shiny Dedenne in the snow, which was all really, really cool. Got a Morlul, which was a fun shiny, a newer shiny at the time, and I think a really cool looking shiny. And we got ourselves a Jigglypuff, we got a Swirlix, which is always fun, just a cool looking shiny again, and a Ralts and a couple other shinies, stuff you love to see. Got ourselves an Alakazam, which was evolved from an Abra, which is fun. I would never actually had a wild shiny Alakazam, would love to do that one day, but we keep on going. We got ourselves the huge shiny Snorunt, which was one of our first, I think this was our second huge shiny of the year. Of course, we had the Venusaur, Tony. What are you thinking, bro? But we move on. We got ourselves some Lickitungs. We got a Mankey, Mint-Monkey. We got ourselves Porygons. And this started the shiny Shadow Luck of 2024. It was definitely a year of the Shundo, but it was also the year of the shiny Shadow, which was awesome. It's the most ever shiny Shadows I've gotten in a year. But we quickly move on. We got ourselves Throw. We got a tiny shiny Ekans. This was actually caught in the snow as well, which is awesome. I mean, PA was freezing cold, so, there was a lot of snowy weather around that time in January, but we move on to a shiny Tauros, which is really fun. Got ourselves a shiny Shadow Ho-Oh, which we also got a Shadow Hundo Ho-Oh during that raid weekend, which was absolutely amazing, and we'll see if that Shadow Ho-Oh returns anytime soon. Got ourselves a shiny Ponyard, which is awesome. Got ourselves a 96 shiny Landorus. Also got myself a Hundo Landorus, which was awesome as well during that week. Then we got ourselves a shiny Shadow Tentacool, and again, this is where the shiny Shadow luck turned around, and when I really started hunting shiny Shadows really hard, and you'll see some luck turning around. But we got ourselves Latios. If you didn't know, Latios is one of my worst shiny odds ever on a legendary. It took me 137 raids to get my first one, and ever since it's been a little bit nicer to me. I mean, it's got to be at that point, right? But we also got ourselves a level 1 shiny Lechonk, which is amazing. If you see me skipping over any shinies, it's just because I don't want to make this video 2 hours long, because we're going over 3,000 shinies. If you see something that you're like, oh, why did you skip past that? I'm sorry. But then in the middle of Chansey Calm Day, I got a shiny Shadow Zubat, which was absolutely amazing. Hatched ourselves a couple of Hippinis, got ourselves a lot of shiny transfers during that. You can see a lot of those Chanseys that I got. I ended up transferring because Chansey is a really easy Pokemon for me to transfer, as I've had so many in the past. So that's probably why. But then we also got ourselves a shiny Houndoom, a level 1 shiny Fish, which you love to see. I love Magikarp. But we also got ourselves a shiny Shadow Tentacool, which was awesome because this actually finished a line for me, which was great. And we got ourselves a Dragonite, which was a Tatini. Got ourselves another Bronzor. Going to be a lot of those. You'll see a lot of those. We got ourselves a Pancham. We got ourselves another Ponyard, which is fun. Just a really good looking shiny Tyrant. And this was actually the year of the Dragon event. And we ended up getting a shiny Shadow Bagon during that event, which was perfect timing. We also got ourselves a Wooper. If you guys didn't know, Wooper, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Absolutely love him. He's memeable. He's amazing. And then you can see also my first ever shiny Drampa. This was one of my hardest hunts of the year. It took over 100 raids to get the first one. In my last 40, I've gotten multiple, which is Interesting. But we move on past that. We also got ourselves a shiny Hisuian Decidueye, which I went 1 for 57 on that raid day. That was painful, but we move on past that. We got a Clink. We actually got ourselves the Broken Heart Spinda, which is one of my rarest shiny finds of the year as well, which it didn't even make it the top 25 moments, which shows you how many moments we've had this year, which is absolutely amazing. And if you guys want to check the main channel, if you haven't watched that video already, the top 25 moments of 2024, there's a lot of crazy moments, but this is definitely one of my rarest shiny finds of the year. Absolutely love it. Got a best buddy of that eventually. But we also got ourselves a huge shiny AA run, and this actually leads right into Sinnoh Tour. And I'm not going to forget my boy Darkrai right there, by the way. But Sinnoh Tour was absolutely amazing. We got the shiny Hisuian Voltorb really early on. Got ourselves some shiny unknowns. Got the tiny shiny background 10-10-10 Dialga. I mean, that's just so much stuff going on right there. Then we got ourselves Aurora Time shiny Dialga. We got ourselves Chingling, which was a brand new shiny at the time. And we got ourselves a Piplup. We got Unknowns, Yanmas, a Mesprit in the wild, a brand new shiny Carnivine, Krogunk, which is a great looking shiny, and XXL shiny Lickitung. And actually, with this event, there was an unannounced feature for the in-person event, which was that XXL Pokemon were going to be more common in the wild. And we didn't know that was coming. And we definitely felt it, because honestly, we got tons of huge shinies you'll see later on. We got Nosepass, we got Tangela, we got another Hisuian Decidueye. This one traded me for my good friend, but I traded it for a shiny that was caught that weekend as well. Got ourselves a Shinx, got ourselves 2 Shellos, which was, again, pretty new at the time as it released the Go Fest before. Then we got ourselves Pikachus, got ourselves the Hippopotas, we got ourselves Magmars, a level 1 unknown, actually 2 of them, an XXL level 1 shiny Skorupi, which is really cool, and 2 XXL Stunkies. You'll see one of those later on, but here's one of them, so I thought I'd mention it. Then we got a Carnivine, got ourselves the Unknown U, H again, a Chatot, which was my first at the time, which was absolutely amazing. Then we got ourselves a Pikachu, we got Rachel Rocky, which was just absolutely insane. This was from a random trade, not Lucky Friends, full odds trade. First Shundo of the year. This was absolutely an iconic moment, and it definitely sparked the year of the Shundo. It's definitely one of my rarest shinies. And then you can see later on, we did another trade with Rocky, which was the person that I got the Shundo from. And then we got a tiny shiny Pachirisu as we were leaving the park. Absolutely madness. We also got a Chatot in that same batch, which I eventually now traded away. But absolutely amazing. Stuff you love to see. Then we got ourselves a 93 shiny Weasel, which is pretty awesome as well. One of my higher IVs on the weekend. Got ourselves a Gligar, Shellos, a ton of unknowns in a row. Then we got 2 XXL shinies, one of which I twinned with my fiance, which is great with this Duskull. And got a huge shiny Skunky to finish that huge shiny line. It's crazy to say out loud. Then we got ourselves an Unknown S, a huge shiny Cherim, aka, what's it called, Cherubi at the time. Then we got ourselves 3 straight huge or tiny shinies. This was a crazy moment with a huge shiny Cherubi, tiny shiny Unknown, and huge shiny Hippo. I mean, just absolutely craziness. Then we got a Gligar, we got ourselves Kricketot, Skorupi, Hisuian Quillfish, which at the time was my first one, and my mom and my fiance had picked it up before me, and they were definitely flexing it on me. And I was a little bit jealous, but we got it eventually. Then I had this traded me by Mime Jr., my only one in my account, and I hope to pick some up in Chile so I can bring some back for some friends. But we also got ourselves a Hisuian Voltorb to finish the line, got a 93 shiny Giratina after the event concluded, got ourselves this the literal day after, which was the Egg Expedition Research. I was able to pick up this shiny 96 Pachirisu from that, because you can see it was actually from a research task. Now, I did hatch 3 shiny Pachirisus, but I traded one of my spares away for that Mime Jr. that I mentioned earlier. Then we also got ourselves a Cranidos, we got ourselves some shiny Munchlax, we got ourselves our boy, shiny Darkrai, stuff you love to see. Got ourselves some Turtwigs, a Badoo, a Quillfish, and this was leading up to Global Sinnoh Tour, which is absolutely fun. A madness as well, because we got ourselves tons of shinies during that as well, including some Piplups, some Pikachus, some Hisuian stuff, a shiny Uxie, which at the time, this was my first ever shiny Uxie, an Overqwell, which is a great looking shiny. Then we got ourselves the Hisuian Origin Dialga, and then Hisuian Voltorb, Hisuian aka White Stripe Basculin, which is absolutely amazing. Still don't have the new shiny Basculin yet, but we'll eventually get that. But we do have that Basculin, so we technically have at least one. But we also did ourselves a lucky trade, well, not a lucky trade, a trade that ended up going lucky at the end of the day with the Rowlet, which you love to see, and also got ourselves the Mesprit. We got ourselves some more Voltorbs, a Stunky, a Gibble. I mean, just awesome stuff overall. So stuff that was just being nice. And then right after that, there was an unannounced party hat event, which was just like randomly thrown on us, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. The shiny boosts were insane. We got ourselves tons of shinies and a shiny Shadow Yoshi, which is absolutely amazing. We continued on with the party hats, and then Spotlight Hour for his a Alolan Sandshrew was absolutely insane. And this you could see, you're like, wait a second. There's a gap in there. Yeah, there was actually a shiny hatch before it, the same day that we had that insane spotlight hour, and ended up getting ourselves actually a huge shiny Alolan Sandshrew, which was a lot of fun. Then we also got ourselves a normal Sandshrew and more party hats, because who doesn't like party hats, you know, and all that kind of stuff, you know. But then we got ourselves a Heatran, a Combee, which was a male Combee, of course, because why not? Then we got ourselves some Bronzors and some more stuff. And honestly, the only regret that I have, one of the biggest regrets of the year as well, is actually I got asked by somebody to trade a shiny Tauros in Japan, and I accidentally traded my shiny Tauros caught on leap year. Yes, this year was, you know, an extra day, 366 days, and I had leap year shinies, but I accidentally traded my shiny Tauros, which I kind of regret at this point, you know, so I guess it is what it is at the end of the day. But we also got ourselves a ton of other stuff, including a shiny Azelf, which was traded to me for Brian, and I gave him a shiny Mesprit, I believe, back, and just a bunch of stuff during the research day, which was a lot of fun. Tons of shinies, and you love research days. One of the best chances at Shundo, but fortunately didn't happen that time. Then we got ourselves a Turtonator, which was recently, and when this was hatched, added into the egg pool, and this was just such a fun shiny hatch, because it's just such a large Pokemon coming out of an egg. Stuff you love to see. But we kept going. We got ourselves a huge shiny Scyther, which was later followed by another shiny Scyther in the event that's special as well. But we got a shiny Shadow Yoshi as well to finish that shiny Shadow line, which was amazing. But this event, we wanted this, the sassy Pikachu. I absolutely love this one, the Captain Hat Pikachu, and I think it's so cool that we were able to get not one but two, which is absolutely amazing. But we also got ourselves, as you scroll down, never mind, I don't see it here. I thought I had a tiny shiny Scyther in the same event, but I think it was caught in a later event. So I'm sorry about that. But we quickly move on. We see Lechonk. We got Grubba-Dub-Dubs. We got ourselves Uxie. That's also another trade. This one with Willie. Then we also got ourselves a couple shiny Tapu Kokos, which are amazing. It's great shiny, and love the Tapus. Then we got ourselves a Togepi and some other fun stuff. And then the weather event came around, and we got tons of shiny Castform. And I actually needed the Snowy Castform, which we got later on in this event, which I will scroll there eventually. Let me finish with this other stuff, because we got our only ever shiny Solosis I've had on my own. I had one traded to me, but this is the only one I've ever had, and it was hatched out of a 2Keg at full odds, and it was a shiny 96, which is insane. But we move on to the Rock and Rolla. We got level 1 shiny, some Castforms, another shiny Drampa. Got ourselves scrolling down, another shiny Drampa, which is absolutely amazing, and followed by a ton of shiny Littens, which are absolutely amazing as well, with a random Eevee in there. Yeah, there's just full odds in a random calm day. Stuff you love to see. But Litten went absolutely crazy. And we actually also got ourselves a tiny shiny Castform during the calm day as well. Just mid-calm day, just vibing. Got ourselves a tiny shiny, which wasn't the Litten, unfortunately, because I actually really like shiny Litten. But it is what it is. Then we move on swiftly to a, yes, huge shiny. Yes, huge shiny. This was actually caught after the hours, but we did extra raids to get more Littens. And during that, we got ourselves a huge shiny Castform, which was absolutely amazing. And during that event, I forgot to mention, there was a shiny boost on Castform, which was absolutely amazing. But then we come to one of our moments of the year. We got ourselves a Shundo Kyogre, which was absolutely amazing. Just a mind-boggling shiny find on the very first raid of Kyogre raid. Yes, you heard that right. Very first raid. But we move on past that. We got more Castforms, more Kyogres. We got that Snowy Castform, which I mentioned to you, but we didn't get one. We actually got two, which was absolutely amazing, and I ended up trading one to my fiance because she really, really wanted it, because this was her favorite of the Castforms. But we move on to this 38K Paris, which was awesome. We caught this as we hit 38,000 on YouTube, 38,000 subscribers. So thank you guys who have joined the community this year. It's been an absolutely amazing year, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you guys that have joined the community. But we move on to more shinies, including a Drampa. We got ourselves a lucky trade for this lad right here with the Lechonk. It didn't go Shundo, but I tried my best, okay? Then we got Regice, we got ourselves more shinies, including the brand new shiny Flabebe at the time. It was a white flower Flabebe as well, which is one that's around the world, but it's still a pretty fun one to get. It's a little bit rarer during the event. And we got ourselves only one, but we did get the shiny costume Cottony. And this one, I hope come back this year, because I honestly really think the costume is pretty nice, and I would love to get some more of them, and I only got one during the event. I actually got 2 hundos, but only one of the shinies, so it is what it is. Then Groudon came around, and we did get a Hundo Groudon during raid day, but unfortunately not a Shundo to match with the Kyogre. But during the the madness of it, we did get ourselves a shiny Shaman the day after, and I was very happy to get the shiny Shaman. I think it's a really cool thing to complete these recharges as fast as possible, and we were able to get it done in about a month, which I thought was pretty impressive at the time, and definitely was proud of it. But love a shiny Shaman. I think it's a really good looking shiny, and I hope we get an opportunity to maybe get a second second one so we could have one of each form later on in the future. But we also got a Cutie Fly, some Poochyenas, because we love Poochiena. Absolutely popped off with it that week, it looks like. And we got ourselves the Shiny Shadow Saw Dude return. He went to Clifford, and we immediately went ham. You can see all the shiny shadows that we got, and these were all in the span of a couple days. You can see 327 and 328. Yes, so that means, yes, we did indeed get ourselves multiple shiny shadows on the same day, and we actually got ourselves this Machop here, aka Saw Dude, on the 29th. Same with this guy right here, 29th, and one of our rarest shiny shadows on the 30th. We got ourselves a shiny shadow, tiny shiny shadow, sorry, Trapinch, and it just looks so cute. I had to keep it as Trapinch. It's just so cute and amazing. But we also got ourselves our first ever shiny shadow Mewtwo, which took us over 100 raids. Yeah, it was like 111 raids. It was kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. We finally got it and managed to get a few others afterwards. And during that weekend, we not only hatched these two back-to-back in the same shiny batch, the Pancham and the Ponyard, but we actually got ourselves 5 shiny shadows in the same day. Actually, sorry, 6 of them. No, wait. Yeah, 6 of them, sorry, because these 5 were all on the same day, which was absolutely amazing. Stuff you just love to see. Shiny Shadow luck popping off. Again, you're the Shiny Shadow. But we move on to a tiny shiny Squirtle, which was caught on a rainy day. Got ourselves a couple other shinies throughout there, and a 93 shiny, which you love to see, with the Zubat. And we move on to more shinies. We got a 69 CP Joltik, nice. Got ourselves a shiny Kartana, which was brand new at the time, and honestly, a really good looking shiny. Then we moved on to level 1 of the Wailmer, and this event was one of my favorite events of the year, because this was the sizable event. And you guys know me, I love huge and tiny shinies, so an XXL shiny Wailmer was something I was very happy to add to the list. And we also got ourselves Cottony, other shinies, and 2, not 1, but 2 tiny shiny 4 Wimpies, aka Wimpods, stuff you love to see, and I was very, very happy to pick up 2 of those, and got ourselves some other shinies throughout it. We got ourselves a shiny Shadow Entei, then we had Yoshi Calm Day, which was absolutely insane, got ourselves a ton of shinies on that, got ourselves some other shinies throughout the way. We got ourselves another shiny Shadow Sneasel to finish that line, which was absolutely amazing. Got ourselves a random shiny Snorlax, which is always fun. Who doesn't love Snorlax? Some Kartanas and stuff like that. Then we got a shiny Shadow Poliwag, which was fun. This was my first one of the line, and I love Politoed, so I would love to get more in the line so I could get Politoed and Poliwrath maybe. But then we move on to Wurmple. We got ourselves Shuckle. We got ourselves Heracross Raid Day, which was a lot of fun. Brian actually got himself, I believe, a tiny shiny Heracross on that day, which was a lot of fun. I didn't, but I got a lot of shiny Heracross, which was nice. Then we got ourselves a shiny Shadow Entei, got ourselves some more shinies throughout there. The bug event was definitely just absolutely crazy, and this is when we actually hit 1,000 shinies on the year. Then we move on to a lucky trade. We got ourselves some other stuff. We got Bellsprout Calm Day, which we did do really well on, but no Shundo. Then we got ourselves a shiny Shadow in between it, and a shiny Heracross, which I think, yes, was traded, which was, I mean, a good idea. It would have been awesome if we went Shundo, right? But we also got ourselves a Bronzor, because Bronzor is always there for you. If you guys ever have shiny problems, Bronzor's there for you. Now it's Lickitung, because I actually don't see as many Bronzors anymore, but that's okay. Got ourselves a shiny Binacle, got ourselves some more Combees, got ourselves a Drillbur, Binacle again on the 96 IV, and actually I forgot, this was the, I forgot what the name of this event was, but it was the event with super boosted eggs, and a super boosted Spotlight Hour with the Garbaggio Spotlight Hour. We went ahead and shiny raced JT in the Spotlight Hour, and we managed to get ourselves a total of 11 shinies. Or no, sorry, 10 shinies. But 10 to 8 with JT. It was an absolute crazy shiny race, and we were able to beat him, and that's why we got the hashtag Team Tony on the last one, and we got that win, and then we got ourselves more shiny Garbaggio's later on. And now, unfortunately, I'm re-recording this because my screen recording failed, so I'm going to go a little bit faster, but hopefully that's not too bad because it helps probably speed up the video because it's going to be a long video. But you can see the Stunky by all the Garbaggio. We got ourselves a ton of awesome shinies, including a shiny Shadow Vibrava, which actually helped us complete our shiny Shadow Trapinch line, which is amazing because I immediately evolved my second one into Flygon because I was like, I gotta do it because, you know, Flygon's just really, really cool. But we also got ourselves tons of other shinies, including this 96 shiny Growlithe. Got ourselves tons of other amazing shinies along that. These shiny Zangoos during that, what's it called, the fighting event, which is awesome, the Rivals event, which was absolutely amazing. Got ourselves a shiny Ditto. Got ourselves shinies left, right, and center. We got a Sawdude in there, multiple of them. We got the Spotlight Hour shiny, almost Shundo Hitmonlee, which is actually absolutely amazing. Got ourselves 3 shinies during that Spotlight Hour, but followed that up with a ton of other shinies, including what eventually is our birthday shinies here with the huge shiny Noibat. And we also got ourselves on our birthday a Surskit, Jinx, Wimpod, which is a great shiny, some Tapu Finis. Poochiena was actually the day after my birthday. unfortunate that it didn't happen on the birthday because it's a great shiny, but still very, very cool. A really good birthday year this year. But we followed that up with an amazing research day and some awesome shinies. But the awesome shinies didn't just stop at the birthday luck, because a couple days later we got ourselves that shiny 98 and a shiny 96 the day after, which was just absolutely amazing. We keep scrolling through. You got Bounce Sweet Calm Day. You got a shiny Shadow Rolls in the middle of that, which was awesome. We got ourselves just a ton of shiny Bounce Sweets and a tiny shiny Bronzor afterwards. Makes up for all the Bronzors I got, okay? Got ourselves this Gyarados, which actually was from a raid, which was awesome. Not a Magikarp evolved. No, it's just a straight-up Gyarados caught from the raid. Then we got ourselves a bunch of other shinies, including the debut event for Shiny Marini, which I actually got that first shiny really, really fast, which was awesome. And I ended up actually getting so many shinies that I was able to trade some away to some friends. Then we got ourselves even more shinies left, right, and center. The Shieldon, we got the Jinx, we got ourselves a Druddigan from a raid, which was nice. Then we got ourselves, just again, more shinies, which you just love to see. An XXL shiny Pampor and a tiny shiny Onix to start a new season. And following that, we got ourselves more shinies out and about, and some of those being before our trip to Madrid Go Fest, which was absolutely amazing, and it started the Shundo train. But first things first, we got the Sawdude Slackoth, which is evolved into Slack King. We got Komalas everywhere, and you got Gumi Calm Day in the middle of that event. And oh my gosh, did we get ourselves the Shundo Gumi. I absolutely love Gumi. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. It's easily my favorite pseudo. So to get a Shundo of it, I was beyond excited. But we followed that up with tons of Gumis. You can see them everywhere. We got ourselves a Gibble and stuff in there as well from trades. But you can see Komala. We got the Sawdude Vigoroth. And then Slackoth later on as well. But you can see I evolved a couple just to try to get some PvP ones up and try to, flex the shiny alongside of it. But we got ourselves Landorus. We got ourselves Flabebe. We got ourselves then the trip over to Madrid. And then from that, we got ourselves tons of awesome stuff, including the brand new shiny Crabrawler and Crabominal. Got ourselves the Umbreon, which we did fail one of those, unfortunately. Did get ourselves both the Sun and Moon Crown Pikachus. Got Oricorio. Got Lapras, that was level 1. Got ourselves Unknowns, Panchams, XXL shiny Espeon, which was really cool. Some Unknowns, like I said, Unknowns, which were some of them being new to me. The question mark we got later on. Got ourselves a Pansage, which finished the line for us. We got the Unknown T for Tony, right? Stuff you love to see. And again, some unknown question marks here and there, and unknowns absolutely everywhere. Love unknown minutes. But we continue on to some level 1 shinies, some Cacneas, some Pheromosas, which is great. This one without the background, but the next one does have the background. And as we scroll through here, we are also going to pass by at some point. I don't remember exactly when. Oh, I already passed by it, the Shundo. But we also got ourselves a Mr. Mime, which was really cool. My first ever Mission Mime I caught by myself, which was awesome as we left Madrid. And I passed by it somewhere. Right here. Shundo Lilligant. Stuff you just absolutely love to see. And again, we ran on a run of Shundos after that, because after the Lilligant, you scroll down through the rest of the hall. You're like, oh my god, that's a lot of shinies. And you see this Turtonator, which is great. You see Sinnoh Calm Day. And then you see this guy, the Shundo Turtonator. Yes, caught about a week after the Shundo Petalil. Just insanities that I got not shinies, Shundos in the span of a week, and 3 Shundos in the month of June. Probably one of my best ever months ever in 1 second. Sorry, I had to find myself back. But yes, probably one of my best ever months in Pokemon Go. And we continued that up with more shinies, including the brand new shiny Larvesta, which was something I super grinded for, and I actually didn't get it in its debut event. I got it in a 10k egg after the event. It was literally my first batch of 10s. It was insane. But we followed that up with the Garbaggio, level 1 to Sawdude. We got ourselves the shiny Party Hat Grimer. I actually got so many of those that I also traded those to some friends that needed spares. Also got ourselves the K-Cat Pikachu, some Party Hats left, right, and center with the Eevee, the Bulbasaur, the Squirtle, stuff you love to see. More Grimers, as you can see as well. But we got ourselves a bunch of shinies. We got ourselves the Pikachus. We got ourselves 3 Meltons here. You're like, oh, three Meltons on the same day? That's pretty darn good. No, those were actually 3 straight shiny Meltons. It was some crazy RNG on that. Then we got the D in New York to celebrate New York Go Fest, and follow that up with so much more. We got ourselves shiny Tyrants, and we actually got ourselves multiple hundreds, 200 plus shinies during this event, but the highlight of all of them is right here in the middle. We got ourselves the Shundo Necrozma, which is honestly the most sought after Shundo at Go Fest this summer. So to get this was definitely something I was beyond happy happy about. And we got ourselves, again, just incredibleness there, and we followed that up with some more incredibleness during the events. And again, I'm just trying to rush through them, but there's some absolutely amazing shiny finds in here. And again, we got the Sawdude Slackoth, which you love to see. But again, amazing finds in here, but I don't want to take too much of your time, so I'm just scrolling through them. But you can see the Ducklets, the brand new shiny at that point. We got ourselves the Lapras, left, right, and center, just amazing stuff. And my only ever shiny Jangmo. Yes, you heard that right. My only ever shiny Jangmo that I've gotten myself. I've traded for one, which actually is a 98 Goku badge shiny, which we probably will see later on in this haul. But I did get that on the second batch of eggs and then didn't manage to get one after that. Got this from the paid research, which was absolutely awesome. It was the paid research? I believe it was paid research or something like that. The raid research. Then we got ourselves so many, 3 shiny Guzzlords during that raid hour, and followed that up with some Nihi Legos. We actually got a Hundo with the special background of that, which was amazing. Some Marowaks, because that was the first day that we had the new Necrozma powers. And then we scroll down and you see this tiny shiny Alola Momola. Got that on the way back to PA. That was on the highway in some traffic. Logged in and got that, which was insane. But then we followed that up with the Go Fest global event, and we got this functional Shundo Xurkitree almost right off the bat. And you scroll down, you can see all of the Go Fest finds and just some amazing stuff, and just honestly some really good stuff with Emolga. We got the shiny 98 of Pikachu, almost a Shundo, and then we wrapped it all up with this shiny 98 of Necrozma, which is absolutely amazing. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, after that was the last couple of days in PA, and it was definitely an emotional end to, a 6+ years of my life living in PA, and it's where we started and built the channel, so it was definitely an emotional time. But as we started to move down to Florida, we got some Tauros right before we came back down, got ourselves a tiny shiny Gligar in the airport, which was really cool. Ended up failing one of those later on in the year. Stuff you hate to see. But we move on to Dynamo Comde, where I actually got myself a shiny 98. I was so close to the Shundo, but we continued on and got ourselves even more shinies, including a huge shiny of this, and a moment that I honestly forgot about until I came through this the first time recording, that I had a shiny Corsola and shiny Chingling from an Adventure Sync egg in the span of a couple minutes, which was honestly a lot of fun. But again, Florida provided pretty early. We moved to Orlando, and our first ever shiny in Orlando came pretty quickly, as this event was loaded with boosted shinies. Then we got ourselves a bunch of Orlando shinies, including the ones caught on Lucario Raid Day, including the shiny 96, stuff you love to see. It's got Force Palm and everything. We scroll down, you see shinies left, right, and center. We got ourselves the wild shiny Sceptile, which is a really cool find. Got ourselves some Aerodactyls. Got ourselves the level 1 shiny Flabebe. And this is actually the Adventure Week event, which unfortunately got nerfed this year, but it was still really good to me. I got myself the huge shiny Kabuto, which was great, and just a couple other shinies throughout it. We got ourselves then the takeover part of the event, and I got myself a shiny Shadow Anorith and a shiny Shadow Almanite on day 1, and a Shadow Hundo of Archon actually as well. But that's actually my only ever shiny Shadow from a Grunt, so I hope to do that a little bit more often in 2025, because I've only ever gotten one, so, hopefully that turns around. But then we got Wobbuffet, we got ourselves Druddigan, then we go over and traded with JT, which was great, and got ourselves the Lugia Raid Day, which I got a tiny shiny Shadow Lugia, which was sick, and one that was so close to a purifiable Shundo. It was literally one off, would have been absolutely amazing, but just went and decided to go into a pure Bravo Shundo. We got a shiny Clauncher, a Mora, some great shinies everywhere, a Heracross in a lucky trade, try to get a Shundo one of those. Then we got ourselves this background shiny Palkia in a lucky trade, which I think is a really cool looking background. Then we got ourselves shiny Mienfoo, which is debut, and we actually scrolled right past it, but shiny costume Pikachu. This thing right here, the Scuba Chew, is just absolutely a work of art. I absolutely love this thing. Easily my favorite costume, I think. It's pretty close, but it's definitely up there. And just such an amazing costume and shiny. And we ended up getting 3 of them and hitting 80K on YouTube at the time as well, which was just an absolutely amazing thing. But as well with that, we ended up getting not 1, but 2 Shundos on back-to-back days that same event, which was just absolutely amazing. We got ourselves obviously tons of Beldums as well, but those back-to-back Shundos were definitely the highlights. And then we got ourselves the Jangmo that I mentioned earlier, the Goku badge shiny Jangmo, and a shiny Ditto with it, which was great too. But you can scroll through and you can see some shiny Shadow Luck. We got 3 shiny Shadow Leaps in the span of 2 days, and one of them I literally only did it because I needed a 12-12 keg, and I was like, you know what, we'll take out a cliff. I ran into 3 straight cliffs. I was like, there's not that many leaders left in town. Ended up getting a shiny shadow, an extra of the line, but that's fine because I ended up getting my main hunt for that rotation with the Carvana not too long after. Then we got ourselves some more shinies left, right, and center. The background, instinct background shiny Elekid, which is just absolutely amazing. And I'm not going to lie, my arm's getting a little bit tired because I've been holding up the camera the whole time. But then we got ourselves Poplio, Comde, which was absolutely amazing. You can see some amazing finds, but the highlights come actually very early on. The Nundo shiny, I almost said Hundo. No, the Nundo shiny Poplio, which is amazing. The tiny shiny Poplio, we actually had another one of those as well. Just stuff you love to see. Just some amazing luck with that. Transfer some of the shinies, so it looks like it was like all within the first 10, but I think it was the 10th shiny was a shiny Nundo, and then after that I got the tiny shiny. But then we also got ourselves a shiny Ditto, which is amazing, stuff you love to see. And then the new season came around and we got ourselves a ton of shiny Wooloos. It's the brand new shiny. It also brought shiny Squobit, which will be mentioned later on in the video, but we also got ourselves some awesome stuff alongside that with the shiny Marlin Pikachus. We got ourselves not one but two, and one of them was a shiny 96. These are the exclusive backgrounds to that Marlins event in Miami. Then we got ourselves some Phalanx. We got ourselves during Raid Day, which was amazing. Got ourselves Ponyta Comde in the midst of everything. Had a lot of fun with that, honestly. Ended up getting the background shiny during the recap Comde, which I was very happy about. And then we could see ourselves the trip to Jakarta. A little bit down here, you can see Jakarta is in Indonesia, and that's where we traveled for the Indonesian event for the Safari Zone, and absolutely popped off. We got ourselves some unknown Jays. We got ourselves some Pikachus. We got ourselves the Pikachu with the shirt, which you love to see. We got ourselves the Go-Go. We got some unknown Jays, the Noibats, and just everything, and just so much fun. Honestly, it was my first ever Skidoos, and these Pikachus were just absolutely amazing. They're so cute and everything. I'm just so happy with how the event went. And then in the middle of it, we had the research day where we got our first ever shiny Passimians. Then we scrolled down, got ourselves the Skidooshes, and that's actually where we head to the next event. And the next event was over in Korea, and this background for Korea was absolutely amazing. It was just such a stunning background, and I ended up getting a couple shiny backgrounds during it with Pikachu and Skidoosh. But you can see in the midst, we got some shiny Zacians, some Magikarp, some unknowns, and everything like that. Just a really fun event, and overall, just a really fun time. Like I said, just overall really fun event, and ended up getting this background 96 in the midst of it. And then we go down through all those shinies, everything, just amazingness, and then we make it to the shiny Galarian Bird release. And this is where I think my grinding turned into overdrive in terms of just the daily steps went back up and everything, and just everything was going in the right directions except the shiny birds to start. But we absolutely popped off with the shinies, including Sawato Comde, where we got over 50. Then we had shiny Zamazentas in there. We got ourselves some Wooloo. We got Ditto. We got left, right, and center. Some amazing stuff like Ponyard. We got Emolgas off the daily. We got a Vanilla, a Clauncher off the daily incense. We got ourselves a shiny Shadow Entei, a tiny shiny. We got ourselves shiny Komala. Like, the shinies were absolutely amazing, but the birds weren't shining yet. But we kept grinding, and we got ourselves some amazing shinies during it. And we had a really good UMass Research Day, but you could follow that up with one of the best Halloween events I've ever had with an XXL Shiny Zora. But just scroll past that right into the Shundo Full Odds Mischievous. This is about a 1 in over a million chance to happen. So this was just absolutely insane. I screamed very loudly, and I was very stoked to pick this up. We followed that up with some more shinies, including some XXL ones. We got ourselves some Gigantamax shinies with the Charizard and the Blastoise inside that event. Got more XXL shinies of the Zora. Got ourselves a shiny costume Greninja, and then grinded our booty off for the shiny costume Rowlet, which was amazing. Got ourselves even more shinies after that, including a Spiritomb, a tiny shiny of the Piplup, a shiny 96 of the Vulpix, and then a ton of shiny Darkrai's in between it as well, and a shiny Shadow Saw, dude, as well at the same time as well. But just an amazing stuff. Got the Gigantamax Gengar as well, which was a lot of fun, and just some shinies left, right, and center. We got the Rowlet, which was awesome, in November, and then we got this almost Shundo from a lucky trade. Love that. And on the last day, we clutched up with some costume shinies I didn't have before, like the Gengar and like the Pikachu I think that I needed to finish the male-female line or something like that. But I know that we popped off. And then we got ourselves going down into one of the best moments of the year, the shiny Galarian bird. After so much hunting, I finally obtained my first shiny Galarian bird. And man, after 200 hours of streaming and 79 encounters, this felt really good to get in the collection. Honestly, it was just a special, special moment, and I will never forget it. But we continue on to Mankey Calm Day, which is awesome. Got ourselves a ton of shinies during that, including some shiny pumpkin boos in the between. And then the Small Up debut event came around, and we got ourselves multiple shiny Small Ups, and I actually traded some away. I traded one to JT, one to Zoe 2 Dots, and one to the boy Wandy, which you love to see. So some trades went out, and Adrian ended up getting one of the shiny Small Ups from Marissa, so shout out to Marissa, and then just a bunch of other fun stuff. We got ourselves the shiny that saved the shiny streak. We got this shiny, which was my first ever shiny coming into Japan, which also saved the shiny streak. Stuff you love to see. But you can see just the insanities that came with going to Japan. We got ourselves tons of shinies, including that shiny 98 Snorlax, background shiny 96 of the Toxtricity. We got this trade from Randy. Shout out to Randy. We love you, Randy. Appreciate you. But we also got ourselves an XXL shiny. We got left, right, and center, just shinies everywhere. And this was the madness of the wild area event. We got ourselves just so many shinies, and the mighty Pokemon were absolutely insane. And it eventually compiled to this guy right here. Probably my favorite Shundo in my account, and honestly, it's hard to dispute it, but it's definitely up there. But the Shundo costume Snorlax, just an amazing find. We also got ourselves this functional Shundo Spatial Rend Palkia during the event as well. That was crazy, but absolutely love to see it. You can see even more shinies. We got ourselves a Poop Venipede named after JT Valor. We got ourselves, that was just one we caught with them. But then we got ourselves a level 1 of the Wooper, which is the Pooper, which you'd love to see. Zoe traded me this, which was the last Oricorio I needed for my collection, which was amazing. Got ourselves some more shinies left, right, and center. You got the Dene. You got yourself a shiny Shadow in Tokyo, which you love to see. But that wasn't the only one, because we got a second one, and you'll see a little bit later on after the global event. You can see just madness of raids. I did so many raids for Palkia and Alg. I got so many candies, and I've been using them all up because I'm very bad with managing my candies. But we move on to an XXS shiny Shinx, which you love to see. Got ourselves more shiny Snorlax. This is the actual event for the global event. Got myself multiple shiny mighty Luxrays, which you love to see. Then we keep going. We got ourselves a Goku bad of a shiny Kyogre, which hasn't even been powered up because we have the Shundo one, which, you know, is very much so in the collection right now. Then we got ourselves the Blitzel with 92k. That's when we hit 92k on the main channel. I just realized, you know, I've been saying this since it's on the second channel. But then we got ourselves this mighty Feraligatr, which is my favorite mighty shiny of the entire event. And then we just go through the rest of the ones. We got ourselves a shiny Shadow Tokyo number 3 and a shiny Shadow Zigzagoon while on Thanksgiving break in Miami, which you love to see. And we just quickly go through. We got ourselves our second shiny Galarian bird, this one being a 3-star, which is absolutely amazing. And again, with the hunt that I had with these shiny Galarian birds, it just felt so amazing to finally get some. And I forgot to mention, we also got Regieleki and Regidrago new shinies. But again, we don't care about those. We care about the shiny, well, we do care about those, but we care about the shiny Galarian bird, baby. Stuff you love to see. Just absolutely, just, again, just so happy about it. Genuinely an amazing, amazing find. And then we finally got that shiny Squovit that same day, which you love to see, 3,129 encounters later. But then we move on. We get ourselves a Vanillite, some Genesect, and stuff like that. And that comes into the research day where we got a shiny 96 and a tiny shiny Horsey. Those are the two big finds of the day. Then we move on and get ourselves more shinies left, right, and center. We got ourselves this Gigantamax Lapras, which is named after Marissa and Protein. Shout out to both of them. Then we got ourselves the shiny Shadow Sod, which you love to see, and just more shinies left, right, and center. December was very good for me. I needed 300 shinies to go ahead and pass over 4,000 shinies on the year, and we did that. We finished with 4,013 shinies on the year. Of course, you see 3,446. You're like, Tony. And you're probably like, Tony, that doesn't make sense, but I promise we had 600 plus shiny transfers, and it was a lot. But we can see right here on the calm days, we absolutely popped off. Got ourselves the shiny of the Dedede with the costume. Got ourselves a couple background shinies, including this Ponyta and a Sawaddle, which I think is this one. Yeah, absolutely amazing. But we also got ourselves a couple other fun shinies, including a tiny shiny Mankey. Got ourselves, if you scroll down, a background shiny Mankey, which is amazing. I love the calm day backgrounds as well. I think it's such a fun, unique addition, which I am very here for. But we also got ourselves other shinies, including some Zigzagoons, which really follow me me towards the end of the year, a shiny costume Wooloo, which is amazing, and we really ended the year with a bang. You can see first things first, the shiny Dynamax Krabby, which is my only second ever shiny Dynamax. So we got the Saha Dude, and we got that lad. Then we got ourselves 14 shinies on the final hatch day of the year, and the final event of the year helped me just get over that 4,000 shiny mark on the year, which is just absolutely incredible. We got ourselves the shiny costumes absolutely everywhere, including our 4,000 shiny of the year. And then we had a couple shinies after that. And I guess, what's it called? I didn't realize. Maybe it was less than 4,013. I don't know. Maybe. I think I transferred a few. I think that's what happened, but whatever. All I know is we got ourselves. But that's where we wrap up our amazing journeys of 2024. Over 4,000 shinies caught and just so many awesome moments. So make sure to check out the main channel video for the top 25 moments of 2024, but also make sure to subscribe to this channel so you get more content just like this. There's going to be recap content. There's going to be news content. There's going to be so much going down on this channel, stats content, all that kind of stuff, and just how to optimize your gameplay, tips and tricks. Just so much going down on this channel. So make sure to subscribe. Most videos won't be as long as this one, but this was a long video to recap the entirety of the year.